Momoshiki didn't sense Himawari's power in the first arc, but Momoshiki, we know, can sense Kurama. That's how he found Naruto. Momoshiki doesn't know freaking villages even exist. Like, he's not like Jiraiya. He didn't go to the village. He went to Naruto, not because of Naruto, because of the fox. And he didn't sense anything from Himawari. And Momoshiki has the lines, it's a pity, Fox, that you couldn't pass your genes on to the next generation. In fact, even if he's referring to Naruto, he says Fox, not
genes.
Naruto.
He doesn't say genes. He says power.
He says power, whatever. Okay, well, he didn't do that, so Himawari did not have Kurama inside him. Regardless of the soul, because he wasn't sensing the soul, he was sensing the chakra. That's what he's after anyways. He did not sense anything in Himawari.
Argued that Kurama's soul is either a direct cause or at least indicative of more of his chakra being present. So after Kurama leaves Naruto, it's possible that Hinata's chakra either grew further, like there's more Kurama chakra in there as a result of his soul being there, or just because it started to regenerate and it's getting bigger and bigger over time. In which either case, that wouldn't apply to part 1, or at least earlier part 1 when Naruto had Kurama, because his soul's not in Himawari. So it boils down to whether Himawari always had Kurama's chakra or not. Alternatively, Momoshiki could have just not cared at the time because he was after where most of it was, which was in Naruto.
Again, because he wouldn't have commented that line, it's a pity, Fox, that you can't pass your power on to the next generation. He just wouldn't have said that. The fact he's saying that means he thinks, at least, that Himawari doesn't have 9 tails, and he can sense 9 tails, so I think at the time, she does not have 9 tails. I'm not going to say she has so little that he can't sense it, because I think he'd be able to sense it no matter what. Because if you're saying that, then it doesn't make sense for later, when she gets more, enough to where Jura can sense it, that nobody else can. Especially considering that Kurama's trying to stay hidden.
Well, Jura can sense it unconditionally, as a Biju thing.
Okay, all Otsutsuki are 10 tails. Momoshiki can sense it then. There you go.
So you can see that theory.
I love that we do that.
we just take up to a different argument so you can see that. It's the ultimate argument. You're not gonna like this, but Momoshiki has a track record of just being wrong. So this could just be another.
Listen, he's wrong on a lot of things. He wasn't wrong on Naruto having the 9 tails. He didn't go to Naruto under the assumption he had the 9 tails. No, he went to the 9 tails, not because he knew where it was, but because he sensed where it was, and he was right. So I'm gonna say he was right on that.
I mean, we're just gonna have to wait and see how they explain it, man.
You're right.
Because look at it this way. If Himawari wasn't born with at least some, he doesn't have to be as much as now, but some level of Kurama's power, how the hell did Kurama end up in Himawari? How else? Did you just off screen give Himawari some of his chakra while she was sleeping? That's ass writing, bro. I'm sorry, that's just ass.
Nah, Kurama reincarnated into Himawari after Barin mode, whether it was 3 weeks or 3 years. The thing is, we actually don't know. I was thinking about this. We don't know how long it takes for the tail beast to reincarnate. We have an idea, but what if it's either inconsistent or it depends on the tail beast? What if Kurama just reincarnates every 15 minutes after he dies?
Again, but then the question is, why would it be inside a person instead of just normal, where they just spawn normal in the wilderness, wherever? Why would it be inside Himawari unless Himawari already had something to make that happen? No,
you don't have to do that. Because why? Because he chose it. Same with Indra and Ashura, how they chose their people. Why are Indra and we didn't even start it, actually. Well, technically we did with the Momoshiki stuff. We can move on from Momoshiki. So also, I don't like the idea of Kurama reincarnating as normal after Baryon mode. It's not the end of the world, but I rather it didn't happen, at least not in the same way. I don't want it to be normal.
How normal?
It's just he was just gonna do it as normal anyways. He's gonna die, he comes back in 3 years, because then Naruto's not gonna be as sad. They would have mentioned that at some point. It's just known in the verse. And then the audience doesn't care either, because the entire time the audience would have known, oh yeah, he'll just be back in 3 years. But nobody knew. If Kurama stayed dead, nobody would have been questioning it.
So
In fact,
if,
it's been 3 years, and nobody questioned it up to this point.
question what?
The fact that Kurama's not back until now. Like, if he never came back, nobody would have questioned it. He just would have stayed dead forever. Everyone would have just been like, oh yeah, he died during Baryon mode, of course.
You talk about
Makes
the
sense with
fans
the
or
lore.
The characters.
The fans. Well, technically the characters too, but yeah.
Well, the characters wouldn't have questioned it. The fans absolutely plenty thought he should come back. So I wouldn't say that. I've
Should is different from if they think they actually will.
Yeah, but you would still question it, like, okay, why didn't he come back? That doesn't make sense. That would still be counted as questioning.
Baryon mode, his chakra, his soul extinguished. He literally flew up into the sky.
Yeah, I'm saying that people could still.
He said, "You'll be don't joke." But Naruto is a silly character. Okay, so getting into Himawari. So you remember last time we were talking about the genetics and how it's because Himawari was born from Naruto, the offspring of the Nine Tails. It's accumulated in his genetics. Oh, maybe Naruto does have a baby fox in him. We just don't know. Remember that, Kamui?
Well, yes, but you're quoting things wrong.
If you want to correct it, that's fine. But you get the gist, I think. So if you don't want to, you can move on. But
well, I mean, because I feel like you know what I actually said, and it just am being disingenuous. But if you don't know, then it would make sense. So it depends whether that was intentional.
Well, I know what you said, but it's getting to a point. It's just you remember that conversation. Yes, you remember it. That's the point.
Okay. But
Okay.
I didn't say what you said.
So I'll admit, there's several points I want to bring up here. I'll admit, 1% battery, by the way, it just changed, so we got to hurry this up. I didn't think of this on my own. I'm going to read this comment from Gianix from our comment section. Shout out Gianix. Wait, she has inherited all of chakras Naruto had, and she has Naruto's genes. What if she's also Naruto's Jinchuriki and has a baby Naruto inside her? That way Naruto can come back from the timeless dimension. So, Kamui, where's Himawari's baby Naruto? Based on your genetic or chakra theory from birth. Where's Himawari's baby Naruto? I'm curious. Where is it? Kamui? Huh?
So,
Yeah,
first of all,
go ahead. Uh-huh.
That's not how that works for Naruto. He doesn't.
Oh, how convenient! Not how it works for Naruto. Kurama, on the other hand, that's way different, even though the other factors are genetics and chakra. But please, go ahead, explain. Explain to me how it's different.
Well, let me ask you this. When you kill Naruto, does he reincarnate?
Yeah, Ashra's chakra does. So does Himawari have a baby Ashra inside her?
Is Himawari Ashura's reincarnate?
That's not what I asked. Is Himawari Kurama's reincarnate? Does Himawari have a baby Kurama inside her? There you go.
No, but Kurama reincarnated inside Himawari. Did Ashura do that to her? No.
Did Kurama do that, or was Kurama there from birth? Because it can't be a reincarnation if it's from birth, if Naruto's still alive with Kurama.
Well, Naruto's not alive with Kurama. Kurama reincarnated when he died.
Was at Himawari's birth.
But Kurama is reborn.
So okay, so you agree Himawari didn't have Kurama from birth.
The difference is that Kurama didn't reincarnate as Himawari. He reincarnated inside Himawari, seemingly anyway. We don't actually know if she had a baby Kurama from birth. I personally don't think she did. I think she had inherited some of his power to some extent, in that he reincarnated inside her later on, and so now she has more. That's what I would lean towards. But none of that would
So you
disprove anything
agree
I've said.
wasn't there for birth? Well, no, it does, because where's Himawari's baby Naruto? Does Naruto reincarnate? Where's baby Asura?
She didn't reincarnate inside. Naruto didn't reincarnate inside Himawari or as Himawari.
Okay, well, it sounds like you at least agree. Doesn't make sense.
No, because it's not analogous at all.
No, it absolutely is. You're just mad because now, if anything, I'm fine with this. Actually, I want to see a Naruto Jinchuriki. I want Himawari to be Naruto's Jinchuriki. I think that's a cool idea. We could get, as a commenter pointed out, instead of KCM, it's NCM, Naruto Chakra Mode.
Well, that would be funny.
Right?
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, there you go. I want to see it now. I like, unironically, no trolling. That would be funny. I would like to see that.
I mean, I agree, but it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. I think the baby Naruto idea was just so funny. I had to bring it up.
Oh, we have some chat.
Oh my god, there was another aspect here.
We can move past that as soon as possible, unless they're gonna make it better.
Okay, I got something. So, by the way, another comment from, he doesn't have a username, just user QK5F, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So, Himawari inherited Hyuga, Uzumaki, Kyuubi, other 8-tailed beasts, and potentially 6 paths chakras. What if all these combinations resulted in formation of new chakra, but since Naruto had the actual full Kyuubi inside, that might resulted into new Kurama, otherwise it should have been a hypothetical 10 tails.
I mean, yeah. Like the chakras primarily Kuramas. So even in Naruto's case, he doesn't have like normal. He's not a 10-tailed Jinchuriki. He's mostly a 9-tailed Jinchuriki, but to some extent is like a small portion 10-tailed Jinchuriki. But yeah, she has all those things.
Anyway, she doesn't have a baby Hyuga inside her or a baby 1 through 8 tails.
Yeah, because well, she probably doesn't have enough chakra from them to do that in the first place, realistically speaking. The amount of chakra Naruto had with them was so little that, like, that's less realistic. Of course, if she's
I don't think it's a chakra thing, because I don't think Himawari's chakra, I don't think anyone's chakra is the combination. Their chakra pool isn't their parents' chakra. I don't think Himawari has Naruto chakra in her.
That's why you need to
she just has Himawari's chakra.
I have explained this like probably like 100 fucking times, and like I'm getting sick of it. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I don't even want to. I don't even want to address it anymore because like I have addressed this. I have said exactly that and addressed this so many times that I'm just done. I don't want to address it again.
Yeah, because I disagree because you're freaking wrong.
No, because you just don't get it. You're not listening right or something.
I just don't get it.
You're not listening correctly. And so like I'm gonna fucking do it again. So
oh my god.
Himawari doesn't have Naruto chakra. But
I agree.
Naruto's chakra genetically passes down to Himawari alongside Hinata, resulting in a child that inherits attributes of Naruto's chakra and Hinata's chakra, and it is Himawari chakra. Same with Hagoromo and Kaguya.
That's right,
he inherited Kaguya's power as her son. He has Hagoromo chakra, not Kaguya chakra, but Hagoromo chakra inherited attributes of Kaguya chakra. Do you follow so far?
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense.
So
that's not right.
The same thing happens with Kurama, just by proxy of being inside Naruto. It's basically like a third parent. Himawari doesn't necessarily have Kurama chakra before. She could, but more importantly, she inherited attributes of Kurama's chakra, is the point. That's why she has the whisker marks. Same as Naruto. The same thing applies with Naruto as Kushina-san. The question from there is, okay, what does that mean? Is that why Kurama reincarnated inside Himawari? Because Himawari just so happened to have the strongest Kurama influence around. It could be as simple as that. It could be that Kurama didn't have a choice. He just ended up there because Himawari just had that. In this case, it means Himawari had more Kurama attributes than Boruto. That would have to, otherwise he would probably go there if he has no choice anyway.
Nah, bro. It doesn't make sense to get Kurama's genetics ever. Because Naruto shouldn't have got it because Kurama wasn't integrating her genetics into Kushina. Kushina didn't have Kurama's genetics. The conception process, the birthing process, the sexing process doesn't have anything to do with Kurama.
The chakra pool
doesn't have anything to do with Kurama.
Pool just goes like, just imagine that Naruto's chakra pool just goes into the sperm cell, okay? Kurama's chakra, the freaking seal's open, their chakras mixed up and everything. Because Minato's chakra does the same. The same for all parents in Naruto. Because their chakra is part of them.
Well, it wouldn't be that cell anyways, because Minato wasn't the one with it, it was Kushina.
I know, what I'm saying is that Minato's chakra goes in his sperm cells. Naruto's chakra does the same. But in Naruto's case, Kurama's chakra is mixed in with his chakra.
I don't think it even does do that. I think you're just saying that.
It just makes sense, bro, because that's what happened. Because the same applies for the female, of course. Because that's literally what fucking happened with Kaguya and Hagoromo and his two sons. And it was made abundantly clear that that was the case. And I don't even know why you're arguing this for that reason. Also, that just makes sense with genetics in the Naruto-verse, that this would be a thing.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense with Ginkaku and Kinkaku.
Ginkaku and Ginkaku is, in their case, it seems to be a difference between devouring and absorbing and shit. So, like, we see this with the Ten Tails. Like, there's clearly, for some reason, a difference between eating chakra and just absorbing it with, like, the Rinnegan, for example. So in Kinkaku's case, they ate Kurama's flesh, and that has a different effect from, like, Sasuke absorbing it, for example. It just does something different.
By the way,
you can argue.
I'm sure my phone's going to shut off any second. Whenever my phone does shut off and I just instantly leave, I guess you can just in-stream wherever it is at that point. Okay. Just going to say that now in advance. Okay, by the way, okay. I'm still calling cap on the whole genetic thing because, okay, you can have all the genetics of all of your parents or whatever. That doesn't make sense because, okay, let's say that you have all of your genetics. Okay, but you don't look exactly like either of your parents. It's a combination. It mixes the genetics. But that doesn't make sense still because you can either have, like, Sarada's case, she can either have black genetic hair chakra or pink genetic hair chakra.
Genetics. I hate to say this, you just don't understand.
No, I do. You're nonsense. I took the allele, I took the Galil chart, the cross-reference of the 4 of the table. I took it all.
I saying what you're saying.
Passed it all several times.
You're proving my point.
Bro, it doesn't work in Naruto because it's between the two parents. If you have a parasite in you, that doesn't get passed on to the child.
Kurama's not a parasite. The way he functions does not work like a parasite.
It's an external entity within the body.
The point is that he's mixed. I know, but it's mixed. This is why you need to take Naruto context into account. His chakra is mixed with Naruto's. So in this context, in a sense, Naruto's chakra includes Kurama's chakra. Because Kurama's sealed inside, and the way the seal worked, it mixes chakra, all that mumbo jumbo. So, in a sense, Naruto at the time just is Naruto plus Kurama. If you remove Kurama beforehand, that's not the case. But at the time, they were mixed.
Mito clearly didn't get any genetics from Kurama. Same with Kushina. So it doesn't make sense during the birthing process because
because you actually listen to the conversation and you know why. Because Mito wasn't the child of a Nine-Tailed Jinchuriki, nor was Kushina. They sealed it inside.
But that doesn't make sense for the child to be relevant. If anything, the birthing process, because the seal weakens, I could see you arguing something like that, but not with the genetics, just with the chakra, which I think works with the whiskers, because it seems like the whiskers only come with the chakra anyway.
Motherfucking chakra! Like, I don't know how it's to
Not
say
the genetics. By not saying genetics, that's how.
But it's just that
Naruto doesn't have Kurama's genetics.
that it's not Kurama's fur, it's not his eye color, it's the fact that his chakra is just inside Naruto or inside Kushina.
That's not altering his genetics.
It alters Naruto, yes. Naruto is different because of that.
Okay, when Kushina uses a Nine-Tails chakra and she gains whiskers, is Kushina's genetics being altered in those moments? No, it's a result of the chakra.
See, the reason why... So, again, if you want to just argue... Okay, there's two ways you can argue this. And I can argue either way. It doesn't really matter from my point. In your case, are you going to argue that Naruto in base just always has Kurama's chakra? Or are you arguing that Naruto's base, like Kurama's chakra, like, you either have to argue that Naruto's straight up base genetics are altered from Kurama's chakra, or you have to argue that baby Naruto, before becoming the Ninth Senshin Jerky, just already had Kurama's chakra. You have to argue one or the other. Pick your poison.
Well, not because I can just say that Naruto, just based on Kishimoto's earliest design,
it doesn't
just
matter.
did have the
because
whiskers.
It doesn't matter what his original plan was. He just changed it later after the fact to make it this way. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, so I'll go with the second case.
But the second, so Naruto just always has Kurama's chakra?
Yeah.
In base? Okay, so you made this even easier for me. Himawari, same thing. She always had Kurama's chakra then. Problem solved.
Yeah, but she doesn't, though, is the thing.
Okay, then you have to go back to the other one. It's the genetic thing. Pick your poison.
It's not, because Kurama's genetics doesn't make sense to alter Naruto at all, which you agree, seemingly.
No, I'm saying I can argue either one. I don't care which. My point with the genetic thing is that it's just Kurama's chakra. What I'm saying with that aspect, like I've tried to make this abundantly clear to you. I guess it's going in one ear, out the other. But what I'm saying is Naruto's chakra is part of his information that gets passed down in his genes. Does that make sense? That his chakra would be one of the pieces of information that his genes would carry? Does that make sense?
No. Why would it?
Because it's a part of him.
Okay.
The same as every other part of him?
So if I get a scar on my tongue, that's a part of me, right?
Yeah, but you weren't born with it. Naruto's born with his chakra.
Okay, birthmarks. So that's a part of me, right?
Honestly, I don't even remember what a birthmark actually is, like, scientifically.
Okay, how about a freckle, then? Or a mole? That's a part of me.
I think things like freckles can be passed down to an extent. I'm not saying it's, like, likely that you're going to inherit your parents' freckles, but that might be something you can pass down genetically. That might be contained in your genes. So I don't think freckles is a good example. The point is, if it's just contained in your genes, I don't see why chakra wouldn't be in the Naruto-verse. Like, that's implied through Ishiki, Hagoromo's kids, and so on, that, like, genetically they just have, like, just inherited his father's power for the most part. Not all of it, but, like, more so he just naturally had it. Even Ashura did, he just had to train to awaken it. But he always had it, technically.
But
it's clearly inherited.
Listen, during conception, there's no reason, because Kurama's sealed as an external entity within Kushina, and again, Kushina doesn't have
technically
Kurama's
not
genetics.
Sealed right now. Like,
in Kushina, I'm talking about.
The seal weakened.
In Kushina.
Yeah, making him less sealed.
The seal weakening doesn't... What do you think that means?
Exactly. As it says, the seal's weakening, meaning the chakra can leak out. Like, it will start to do that because Kurama wants to do that. The same as with Naruto, as the
Yeah,
seal weakens, more of his chakra leaks out.
It can leak out more at specific moments. It doesn't mean it's always leaking out more. Kushina's not walking around in base with a One Tails cloak because the seal's weakening.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that as the seal weakens, the chakra may have kind of mixed it. I mean, on that one, it's easier to explain with Naruto's case, but I mean, at the end of the day, Naruto's born with the fucking whisker marks. Like,
I don't know if Kushina even has healing in base outside of normal.
I don't know if she does either. We don't see her do enough, but
Besides, I don't think the seal weakening, I don't know where you're getting that first of all, but like the chains were also getting stronger at the same time. So
no, the seal is weakening.
And they could just tighten the seal.
The seal is weakening childbirth. That's like a canon fact.
Oh, the childbirth, yeah. But again, like, just because it happens during childbirth, the traumatic stress on the body, I don't see any reason why it would be weakening during conception. So,
well, no, I think
Kushina in base,
it probably progressively gets weaker as the pregnancy continues. That makes sense because she literally explained that well, you know, that just is the case because she explained why it gets weakened. It's because the energy normally used for suppressing Kurama instead gets used to making the baby. So the seal gets weaker and weaker as the baby grows, meaning the seal's weaker, meaning more of Kurama's chakra could leak out into Kushina and get transferred to the baby. That just could easily happen.
Well, I don't think it transfers to the baby, but even then, I don't think that even matters because again, we see Kushina like 8-9 months pregnant in base, casually, calmly talking to Sasuke's mom.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that Kurama's chakra can't be like transferring to the baby. For all we know, Kurama's chakra, instead of leaking out, just went into Naruto. Whatever was loosening. No way to prove either way, so you can't say that isn't the case. But it could easily be the case.
If it was the case, though, it's probably that at least if it's not mentioned in the series, at least the characters would consider it or think about it, or Kushina, considering the loving mother she's supposed to be.
But they
would probably think about something like that.
But they wouldn't know that.
But they know like that it weakens her in childbirth,
and, so
she knows that it weakens over time.
They could be thinking in terms of the Nine Tails breaking out, not in terms of what happens to the baby. And frankly, it doesn't even.
Well, that is what they're referring to. Kishimoto as well.
It's literally a pro. Like it literally supports Naruto without any cons. So I don't think it's.
But exactly, the Nine Tails isn't trying to leak into Naruto. It's trying to leak out of Kushina.
He did anything in particular. It could have just happened.
No, that's cap, bro.
Naruto's placenta could have just been like sucking on it like a straw.
What? It's not how that works. It's sealed within her. It's not literally inside her stomach. It's in the seal.
Is weakening. It feels like you're just not
okay. Listening. Yeah, and where's the seal weakening into? Or out of? Out of the seal into the freaking air.
No.
Out of Kushina, not into Naruto.
Going right into the Naruto while he sucks on his belly button, sucks it up.
Kurama chooses where his chakra goes.
And this no, but
why would he put it into Naruto?
Naruto's literally like a baby. A fetus is literally like a parasite. So Naruto fighting Kurama.
Okay, and Kurama... I don't know, it wasn't from Boruto, though, so that's all that matters. This is a text by Kendrick UH9GF. Hopefully I freaking finish that. I don't know if I will this way. It's a long comment, his freaking phone's gonna die. So he says... he, she, whatever. Kishimoto is once again taking inspiration from the folklore of the Nine Tails. It's said that once the Nine Tails turns 1,000 years old, they gain their ninth tail and reach their strongest form, where they turn into a celestial Nine Tails, and they have the option of ascending into heaven. Kurama should be around 1,000 years old at this point, if not a little bit older. Notice when he died, the way he ascended into the air like his soul was floating into heaven, / I think he became a celestial Nine Tails. Then, when it came time for him to come back to life, his soul was drawn to Himawari. because she had a portion of his chakra. I think the moment this happened was when Damon sensed something from her. He was sensing Kurama's new power before he quickly hid himself, which is why he's been undetected for the past 3 years, which is also a characteristic of Ninetales foxes in the folklore. He even implied that he was hiding in the chapter. I think when we see a color picture of Kurama, he will either be white or golden, going with the folklore. So I disagree with this on a lot of things. First of all, Kurama should be over 1,000 years old by quite a bit. Second of all, the folklore is when he gains his 9th tail, as you can imagine, that's not being followed with the folklore. The strongest form, I guess. Celestial Ninetales, I don't think that's what happened when he turned into Baryon mode, even if he ascended into heaven, but heaven doesn't even exist in the Naruto universe. So what do you think?
I think the second half could be true, though, with the reincarnation, like, drawn to Himawari because there's a chakra, whether it was by choice or not.
I disagree. I think Ninetales chose Himawari because that's Naruto's kid. It's better than just reincarnate into the world, especially with there's being threats around. And if the Ninetales knows about omnipotence, that could also influence things as well. We'll get more on that. Again, I don't think it's going to make sense either way. But could be because of Kawaki. And again, if Kurama knows about omnipotence, he could know Kawaki would just do something. Especially if Kawaki knows Kurama knows.
But Kurama doesn't have to reveal that part. He can just tell Himawari, like, hey, I'm Kurama. I'm inside you now. Just so you know.
This could be a new Ninetales as well, revived without his memories. We don't know. I definitely don't think it's because Himawari had Ninetales chakra before, because I don't think Himawari did have Ninetales chakra before.
Yeah, we heard you say that.
Do you think Himawari has healing in base before this? Just as a kid?
I mean, has Himawari ever been injured? For us to, like, no.
Bro.
But even if she did, it could just be on a level so much worse than Naruto's that it's not noticeable.
Lock-on mode is not because of Kurama, and being able to shut off all of Naruto's chakra points in one hit also can't be because of Kurama. Freaking look at Naruto versus Neji. That's not how Kurama interacts with that. Damon, it makes no sense for him to think that Himawari could dodge her punch if she had Kurama's power. First of all, just baby Kurama, it doesn't make sense. Not the full Kurama. Damon wasn't carrying that Naruto had Kurama. And power scaling wise doesn't make sense. Damon scales above Code, who scales above frickin' Jigen, if not Ishiki. And then Jigen just easily defeated Naruto. Full Naruto Kurama. Like,
that's the thing. So
power scale doesn't work there. Even with a power, hypothetically, let's just say frickin' 10 tells power. I don't care. Himawari, with that power, shouldn't be able to just dodge the punch. And Himawari is in base. If anything, let Himawari power up, because Naruto wouldn't have been able to dodge a punch regardless of the Ninetales power. The Ninetales power doesn't give Naruto dodging abilities. It would give him healing in base. If he powered up, he would be stronger. Doesn't mean he would dodge it. It doesn't even mean he'd be faster. Let alone reaction time. But yeah.
Well, I think in the case of Damien, it's just that he thought she was so strong that she could have dodged it. But regardless, yeah, I don't think that baby Kurama should be the reason for Damon to get so surprised by Himawari. And I don't think the lock-on mode, like, Kurama's power could be involved. Like, it could be part of the equation, but it shouldn't be the equation. Like, there should be something else too.
Yeah. And again, the thing with, like, shutting off all of Naruto's chakra points in one hit, first of all, that doesn't make sense with the way Gentle Fist is explained.
I don't think that's what happened.
At all. That's what somebody told me recently, because I didn't think it happened either, and I'm just blindly accepting it.
She just knocked him out.
Apparently, Hinata confirms it afterwards. She's like, oh wow, no, all of Naruto's chakra points were knocked off. When he's, like, asleep at the end. I don't remember it either, but assuming it's true, doesn't make sense that's because of Ninetales.